Stop it.
Sit around the devotees. We pay homage by putting our hands together, our heads to the wall. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Vardhe Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Hari Om Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Ramsya Chaturvardhanam Devi Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Is most appropriate to Lord Krishna chanting of the Bhagavad Gita as Gita only on part of the Bhagavad Gita of chapter 12. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Puranamulinam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayim Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad-dveshini नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय श्रोत्रभीत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतथा जयद्रथजला गान्धारीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवशीकृतेन हवने कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा धुर्योधनावर्तिनी सूतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरनधी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाज्ञानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाभूरितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैर्हरः पेपीयमानं मुधा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थितजगतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। बोलिए श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। Chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita says that Arjuna was asking to Lord Krishna which is the highest form of worship, and then he described it in this chapter of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means this devotion, that what we do in this life. Nothing else in this world that we carry. It is only your devotion that is counted, and that is the merit of one's life. It is your karma and your doing. And it is that of devotion is the only pathway that would clear you from this ocean of death, this samsara, which is the samsara is the ocean of death. Right? So I will chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita. Atha Shri Dvadashodhyayah Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktastvam Pariyupasate Ye Chapyaksharam Avyaktam Tesham Ke Yoga Vittamaha. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Vesha Mano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me अव्यक्तमव्ययम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थम् अचलं ध्रुवम् संयम्येन्द्रियग्रामम् सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखम् देहवद्भिरवाप्यते येषु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरपार्थम् मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अत चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततः मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जयः अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि अथ तदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगम् आश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागम् ततः कुरु यतात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात् ज्ञानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागाचान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रकरुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मानो द्विजते लोकः लोकानो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षामयोद्वेगैः मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्षः उदासीनो गतव्यक्तः सर्वारम्भा परित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः स मे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मान अपमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्या निन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यतोक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्रागमचिन्त्यं च भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीभक्तियोगो नाम श्रीद्वादशोऽध्यायः ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णुः मङ्गलं गरुर्ध्वजः मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनो हरिः हरिः ओम। बोलिए श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय।
I say good and blessed morning to each and every one. At this time, we would have every one of you taking your time to come and do your viewing, say what you have to say, because when Pandit is finished at the end, it will just be time to go. So we would allow, before we start the actual service this morning, that all of you get the opportunity to come and say or see moms before she leaves. So we are open now until the service starts.
that? That's messed up. Pues eso. Ya kacang ciki. What is this?
It should have a still behind
Quick. Feed them back.
Alright, yeah.
I think so. After Akashiki Joe.
We have to know so you might be ready.
Behind us. I guess behind you.
Sitaram was one. I've been asked to sing a bhajan for my second mother. She has always been a mother to me. I will use this. I'm very privileged to be given this opportunity. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare, Jai 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 Krishna Hare, Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kare, Jai 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 Krishna Hare. जब चारों तरफ अंधारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब चारों तरफ अंधारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब कोई न केवल हारा हो, तब तू ही मेरा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, फिर जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दो, विष को भी अमृत कर दो। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, फिर जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए। जाहि विधि राखे रामा, जाहि विधि राखे रामा, ताहि विधि रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए। जाहि विधि राखे रामा, ताहि विधि रहिए। सीताराम सीताराम। मुख में हो राम नाम, राम सेवा हाथ में। मुख में हो राम नाम, राम सेवा हाथ में। तू अकेला नाही प्यारे, राम तेरा साथ में। विधि का विधान जान, हानि लग साहिए। सीताराम सीताराम, सीताराम कहिए। सीताराम सीताराम। किया अभिमान तो फिर माना पाएगा, किया अभिमान तो फिर माना पाएगा, खुद प्यारे भाई जो राम जी को भाएगा, दरिया से काम करते रहिए, सीताराम 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 करिए. I will stop the bhajan here so that we can continue with the program. I lower the juice, the son, Rosan, to take the microphone. I say good morning once again to everyone. Before on the come, we have a little time of remembrance for my mom. And before I begin, I would just like to take this opportunity on behalf of my dad and the entire family to express our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your comforting words, your kind gestures, and your very presence during this entire week that we have been here. Your presence and these words that you said to us have been our source of strength, that we are able to perform the final rites for my mom, who will be missed dearly. While I am not questioning God, I am thanking God this morning that He blessed us, that we had her for 72 years. Can't be vexed with Him. I have to thank Him because she was the matriarch of this family, and anybody I call here to say anything this morning could attest to that fact. So from the depth of my heart and from every member of our family, we say thank you very much. It is much appreciated. But although physically my mom is gone, she's going to live on forever in the memories that she provided for us in 72 years of her life. And I want to share some of those memories with you. You may have your own, but we have cherished memories that is going to live on forever. So today, as we celebrate her life, many of you may be surprised to know that her name was actually Baboonie Rosan. Everybody here knows her as Molly, Auntie Moll, Aji, Nanny. To me, as I grew older, she became Lades. Every time I come here, if I don't see her, Lades, and she would answer. That's what she became to me. It was not out of disrespect, it was out of love. And she embraced it. She was born on the 29th of March 1950 to Baboonie and Rukmini at Mahabal St. Trace, Navet village, Rio Claro. A long way from here. A long, long way. She was the eighth or ninth of 10 children. I'm not making a mistake, you'll understand now why I'm telling you she was either 8 or 9. She's more blessed than you and I. God blessed her from the day she came out of her mother's womb. She was blessed with a company. She was one half of a twin, Auntie Polly, who is sitting here, her identical twin sister. And those two have formed an inseparable, unbreakable bond. Time couldn't break it, circumstances couldn't break it, and certainly distance couldn't break it. It took death to separate them today. And Auntie Polly, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. But you know what? Today, you have received now 4 other children and 9 other grandchildren today, because you are now responsible for your sister's family. It's a broad road to travel, and we will be there with you. Don't worry. Don't worry. We know you, and we will continue to love you in the same way. On the 20th of July, 1969, at the tender age of 19, she got married to this handsome young man you see sitting here. And she got married to him at 19 after a whirlwind courtship. It lasted all of 5 days. Yeah. And she would always tell us, you know, I never tell your father yes. But here we are, 53 years later, she never left his side. And I often wonder, if she had said yes, what would have happened? Because if you say no, and 53 years you're still here, if you say yes, well then. So, and he now would turn around when she said that and boast. You know, when I bring her carrying, she was 98 pounds. And her waist was 21. And do you know today, many young people here want to pay big money to hear them same numbers. But she come with it. That's the woman that she was. And when he decided to bring her to Caroni, nobody in Caroni knew that he got married except a few selected people. His best friends were at this same spot constructing a bridge for her to cross because there was no bridge. When she came here, she met his humble home, a dirt house, and the famous bachelor bed that was in the dirt house. And I, out of all the children, had the privilege of sharing that bachelor bed. And I thank them for that. Out of that 53 years of marriage came 4 children, 2 sons and 2 daughters. And those 4 children were her life. She did everything in her power to make sure that her children were well taken care of. My father would always tell her, he said, I am the teacher, but you became the first principal in this house. And she set the trend, because now we have 3. So all told, she did well. And when she worked hard and we had everything, we were soon replaced. Because her family, small family, extended because we all got married. And she started her legacy of 9 grandchildren. And she was a blessed woman because she has 7 grandsons to carry out her name. And she has 7 kings and 2 queens. And those queens are her idol. They are the best thing that could have happened to her. We were replaced, but we didn't mind. She would do everything in her power to make sure that they had everything. And she knew them well, you know. Wherever she went, especially for food gatherings with family, her grandchildren's menu came first. The children eat what they get. When she had to go to New York, her eldest granddaughter Marie, Nanny, banana to carry. She had to go with banana to carry. We know green pick to carry, right? She want banana to carry. Her eldest grandson Ricardo, every time, all you remember no pepper for Cardo, eh? And as soon as Cardo take a bite, Nanny, she said, son, it's only a little piece of pepper, but go in the fridge and you go see the pepper still there. And you know what? Whole week I cooking with that same pepper. That was her. That was her. Every one of her grandchildren could attest to the fact none of her children, neither her daughter-in-laws, could make dal like them. They could never touch the dal. And she ensured every time they came here, there was an abundant supply. That was her trademark. Right, Yesh? Dal and rice. And they were satisfied with that because you can't touch Ajida. She also had a sweet hand. She perfected the art of making gulab jamun. And she made every one of us fall in love with that. We always look forward to that. And let's don't get jealous now, eh? When she done me, put aside Ronald share first. First. I ain't care who come in. Make sure Ronald share put away. And now I say to her that you left us with the recipe, but you didn't leave us with the sweet hand. It will never taste the seed. It will never taste the seed because you know what you did. And she was so proud of her family. Everywhere she went, she didn't have to know you. You had to know her family history. Before we appeared on the scene, everybody used to know. That's her son, that's her daughter, that's her daughter-in-law, those are her grandchildren. We didn't have to say anything. That is how proud she was of her children. Even in her last days in the hospital, the last week that she had, though she was in pain, from doctors to nurses to patients, knew whoever we were. And she was always giving advice. You know why? In the hospital, she became known as the auntie with the pretty toes. Every time you go to, who you come to see? Oh, the auntie with the pretty toes. And you know what? Auntie with the pretty toes telling everybody how to keep the gray hair shining. She never tell me. And she always telling them, if you don't have somebody to get your toes looking like mine, my girl is do home visits. So everybody know how to look like how she looked. She was always giving advice. That's the woman she is. And even to the end, she didn't stop. Now, Daddy took her out of Rio Claro at 19. He brought her to Carrie to start a new life. But you know, he didn't take Rio Claro out of her. We didn't have a vehicle. But every opportunity we had, we go in Rio Claro. Somebody coming to pick us up to take us to Rio Claro. What was the reason for that? For us to understand what life is and how she grew up and how she became the woman that she was. Because when we went to Rio Claro, although they didn't have all the modern amenities, we learned a lot. We learned a lot when we went. We had to go hide and seek in the dashing patch. We go in and pick fruits, fresh fruits at that, from the trees in the yard. We ride in on the sled. All you think only Canada has snow? We ride on sled. A bison called Pepsi pulling the sled and we in the back of the sled riding our way. All you can remember that? See kind of memories we had when we went to Rio Claro? We also learned about water conservation before Wassa realized water is a scarce commodity. Because when you go Rio Claro, it's icy cold water in the barrel. And if you misuse the water, get the bucket, get the box cap, down the hill, buy the standpipe to fill it and bring it back. So we learned very well about water conservation very young. We didn't have a problem with that. It's only now we use water, but still. So she taught us all those things. Although her family was small, just 6 of us, she taught us how to live in a large family. Because every time we go to Rio Claro, it's everybody coming. Everybody was there. The house was open. I often ask myself, how all of us used to fit in that house? But you know what I remember some of the sweetest times? When we spread the pall in the hall, on the ground. And you know what a pall is? I know young people know what a pall. You open the long time focus bag, the brown rice bag, and you join it up, and you get a pall. And that pall, when you lie down with everybody on that pall, is the softest mattress you could get, and is the sweetest sleep you could get, although you only sleep in about 3 hours. Because it's whole night who talking, who harassing who, and who joking. So you see, she taught us all these things, and that is who she was. And she made sure her children understood that. And just as her parents' home was open to us, her home was also open to them. Because every time anybody had to do anything on the north, we going by Auntie Mall, we spending the night, so we reach in early. And don't talk about if you need a little discipline, send them by Auntie Mall. When they reach by Auntie Mall, all problems solved. And the family was so large. When we were growing up, the only beach we knew was Mayaro. Church Street, Mayaro to be exact. And on the way from Navid village to Mayaro, we had to stop by Uncle Kumal. We had to stop by Uncle Toy. We had to stop by Auntie Schultz. We had to make all those stops and still reach Mayaro in time to bathe. But you know what? Those Mayaro lines were exciting. Because you know why? On those Mayaro lines, the already large family was enlarging. Uncle Shan and Auntie Rubes could attest to that. Right, Tool? You can remember? Nice. So you see, everything that we went through, there was a purpose in it. And that is who my mother was. She made sure everybody understood. When they had to go to the airport, this is the last stop. You're coming to get a bite, you're coming to freshen up, and then you're going to the airport. And when you're coming back, is the first stop. We had to pass and see Auntie Mall and Uncle Maha. They ain't missing that. You know, and every time when they come from the airport, there's no one person, you know, is a carload. You go swear Auntie Mall has some big fete going on because the road full. That is who she was, and that is the kind of person that we will be remembered for. You know, in times like these, we find it difficult to find words to describe our loved ones. And I found a portion of scripture that asks a question. That asks a question of us. My mother was not perfect, but she was a perfectionist. Don't get me wrong, she was not a perfect woman, but she was a perfectionist. You could not come here regardless of who you are and move anything out of place. You had to get authorization. You had to get her permission to move anything. If it is one teacup you move, when you leave, she put it back in place. It's not supposed to be there. My sister and I and all the other siblings, we got a good tongue lashing although she wasn't well. All we were trying to do is make her comfortable. Don't put that there. It does not belong. And she was a woman who was known for time. You tell her you're coming by her for a time, you better be on time. because your phone ringing non-stop off the hook. And if she coming by you, well, this is the greatest. Everybody used to be joking, oh Lord, as you come in with the white gloves for inspection, or make sure the place clean. Make sure the place you can span. No matter how you clean, she finding something to tell you about. That is who she was. And when she coming up the hill by me, I had to have the remote of the gate in my hand. Because before I see the car, the horn start on get beep, 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 beep. Make sure that gate open before that car reach up the swing in the driveway. So she was a woman of time, and she proved that to me. She was supposed to reach here for 10 o'clock. She reached 10 to 10. She ain't changed, and she will never change. That is who she is, and that is who we will remember her for. And today, Proverbs chapter 31, from verses 10 says, who can find a virtuous woman? Her value is more precious than jewels. Her worth is far above rubies and pearls. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She comforts, encourages, and does him only good and not evil all the days of her life. She looks for wool and flax and works with willing hands in delight. She is like the merchant ship abounding with treasures. She brings her household food from far away. She rises while it is still night and gives food to her household and assigns tasks to her maids. She considers a field before she buys it. With her profit, she plants fruitful vines in her vineyard. She equips herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She sees that her gain is good. Her lamp does not grow out, but it burns continually through the night. She is prepared for whatever lies ahead. She stretches out her hand to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. As she spins wool into threading for clothing, she opens and extends her hand to the poor. She reaches out her filled hands to the needy. She does not fear the snow for her household, for all in her household are clothed in scarlet. She makes herself coverlets, cushions, and rugs of tapestry. Her clothing is linen, pure and fine and purple. Her husband is known in the gates. When he sits among the elders of the land, she makes fine linen garments and sells them, and supplies sashes to the merchants. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and her position is strong and secure. And she smiles at the future, knowing that she and her family are prepared. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue, giving counsel and instruction. She looks well to how things go in her household. She does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, happy, prosperous, to be admired. Her husband also, and he praises her, saying, many daughters have done nobly and well, with the strength of character that is steadfast in goodness, but you excel them all. Charm and grace are deceptive, and beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the product of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. This morning, I want to say to my dad, Daddy, we found a virtuous woman. We could not pay for the 72 years that we had her with. She never, ever let us wrong. And today, as I say farewell, Liz, you're going to live on in my memory forever. At this time, I would like to call on Kishaf. He has been nominated to come and pay tribute on behalf of her two son-in-laws and her two daughters-in-law.
I'm the bigger one, so I let the little one do the, you know.
We know you're bigger.
I'm in size too.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Sitaram, good morning. Thank you everybody for coming.
Pretty tough. It's a pretty tough situation, but hey guys, Ronald couldn't say any better. And mine, I mean, Nani is amazing. She's a mother-in-law that, boy, I hope every guy here who has a wife and has a mother-in-law is like this woman. Um, she went way beyond for me and my family.
I think she went above and beyond for all of us, friends, family,
Yeah.
in-laws. Ronald, thanks for bringing up Gulab Jamun.
Yes.
Um,
I was banned from the Gola Jamun because of my size, just so you guys know. All I could have was probably one a day, you know? So, one a day, she told me. Yeah.
we will keep it short, and we just wanted to say thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, and it was a pleasure to have a lovely woman like this in our life. All right?
See?
At this time, we have not all, but a few of the grandchildren who would just come to say something briefly about Nani, as some would call her, and Aji, as some would call her. What you told him? Right. Yeah. Support.
Make sure you tell them about it down.
Support. Right.
Alright, good morning again, everyone. So we gathered here today, and this is not the ambience that is associated with this house. Because every time we come here, it's always a joy. And Haji's always, and the first question she would ask you is, son, you hungry? Go in the fridge, it's nothing to drink. And you know, in my 26 years of life, every time I come here, it could be what? It could be tired, hungry, stressed out. And you know, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. You can just drop in here and just talk to Aji and Raja. And by the time you leave here, your stomach full, you're comforted, and you know you're ready to take on life again. And I guess that's the knowledge and the wisdom that grandparents have today. Nobody else, not even your parents, can give you that comforting sometimes. And you know, when they ask me to speak today, you know, you tend to wonder what it is you're gonna say in this type of situation. And you know, nothing can come to mind. So I was like, you know what, let me clear my head. I walked into the kitchen, and the only thing that could come to mind was no more of Haji dal and rice. And as tough as that one is, I mean, I tell my mom that all the time. I say, you know, you can never make dal and rice as good as my Haji. I know she have no problem with that, no? Because it's Haji.
She'll get over it.
And you know what I miss? What I would miss is Diwali, for sure. The barfi. Because every single Diwali, it can have a jamun, it can have kurma. Every time, make sure can get his barfi. And you know what, thinking about it now in the memory of when I had to bring Aji up from Navid, and as Dad rightly pointed out, the famous bridge they had to cross. You know, just thinking about it, not so much the story, but rather the joy and the emotion on their faces. Just to see them happily just telling the story after all these years, and the joy never changed. This is something, you know, we can only imagine being alive for 50 years, 50 plus years, or just being married to someone and sharing a life with, you know, these Aj and Aji. You know, that's truly a blessing in our life. And we, as our grandchildren, just want to say thank you. for all these years thus far.
Lift up. Lift up, Marie. You need a stool?
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. So everyone keeps telling me I was my nanny's favorite.
True. True.
Might be true, it might not be.
True.
I think it's true. But my nanny taught us all so many different lessons. From keeping our room clean. Every time I call, nanny just came home from work, okay, is your room clean? Are you gonna comb your hair? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna neaten up that? But the one thing she didn't teach me is how to make my banana to carrot. So hopefully my mom can help me learn that one, since my mom is the splitting image of my nanny. And on behalf of all my cousins, I just wanted to say thank you all for coming and showing your love to her, because I know she showed all of us so much love during her time here.
All right. Thank you all very much. I know it was difficult, but so you all have heard what Aji and Nani would have done for all of us. And she had every right to be proud. So at this time, I am turning over to you. Oh, yes. Oh, lovely. Mira finally says she has something to see.
Sitaram, everyone. I know I don't have to introduce myself, but I still will. I am the eldest, the favorite eldest daughter. Only one person could hold that title. Sit on that throne, right? My sister is the favorite youngest daughter and youngest child. And Roger, also, of course, would be the favorite youngest son. And of course, we know Ronald is the eyeball. We have all accepted that. You know, my mom, as you all know, is a blessed woman. She lived a full life. Growing up, she had a wonderful life with 9 siblings. That would have been a lot of fun, right? We had 4, and we had lots of fun. She taught us so many things. I am most thankful. I missed a lot of personal time with my parents because I was not there. But that didn't stop it because they were with my family. My children are who they are today because of their grandparents. And that is something you can never pay for. Your grandparents' blessings, your grandparents' advice, and the input into their lives. And she became mom, but when Marie was born 27 years ago, to all of us, she became nanny. And that is what we call her from then on, Nanny and Nana. And they earned that title with honor. They wore that badge every day proudly for all their grandchildren. And up to the end, she didn't think about her children. It was her grandchildren. She had each grandchild in mind. Keep them happy, keep them safe. Keep teaching them the things that they need to learn. I think she was in the hospital, no one knew Marie, but everyone knew Marie. No one knew Nirvani. They didn't know Nicholas. They didn't know Ricardo, Dimitri, Ethan, Yesh. You know, they didn't know the kids. They didn't see them, you know, personally, but they knew them. They knew she had 2 grand dogs, 2 grand birds, and lots of grand fishes. So she was proud of every bit that she had. And I know, Tante Polly, you are the mom. And I was tasked with a wonderful job that I accepted yesterday. I was tasked as being the mom for this family, this home. And it is my pleasure. And I know I will try my utmost best for everything that my mom taught us. And we will do a wonderful job to keep our memories going, to create more memories, to keep hers alive, and to just continue making them and have her looking down on us and smiling. She's probably smiling at us all today. And for that, I say thank you, Mom. Thank you for everything you gave us. Thank you for everything that you have blessed us with. And I know you're happy wherever you are. Thank you.
Brooch हम है भाई Rosan boys come.
Guys, today we're gonna have a bhajan by Karishma Dautal, and we're so lucky to have her. I know you guys are lucky.
Oh, masta prakshalam samarpayami.
She's an amazing singer.
Sab Ajutaya Swaha, Govindaya Swaha, Raghavaya Swaha, Rosan. Masta prakshalam samarpayami. Kolam.
So we are pretty much family.
Kushamule Sato Brahma, Kushamule Janarana, Kushagre Shankara Deva, Stane Putam Karo Yaham. Shri Vishnave Namaha. Shri Vishnave Namaha.
Everyone here. I didn't have the pleasure of knowing Auntie before, but I can tell you, I always heard of her. I always heard of Teacher Maha from my mom, my grandparents. My grandfather was
Is Rabbi son?
It was, I have the pleasure of knowing my grandmom, and what these grandkids came up and said, I can definitely relate. So it's definitely an honor to be here to grace you with a bhajan for her.
Good. Yeah, relax now. Come part now. Is the plan? Open. I'm ring you want 1 or 2? Take 2 now, eh? Just in case one falls, right? Easy, eh? Sato Brahma Kushamule Janarana. Repeat after me. Shri Vishnave Namaha. Kushamule Sato Brahma Kushamule Janarana. Kushagre Shankara Deva Stane Putam Karavayam. Nice. Where's mommy correct name again?
Baboonie Rosan. B-A-B-O-O.
How you pronounce it?
Baboonie.
Baboonie. Alright, okay. है मेरी आत्मा अब चल
अब चल कर मिलन अब चल कर मिलन ज्योति बिंदु की प्रेम सिंधु में चल आज नहले परम पिता का प्रेम पत्र बनकर किरण किरण को निरखनयन से ओ किरण किरण को निरखनयन से हो जान में मगन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर मिलन अब चल कर मिलन अब चल कर मिलन
बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Give him some flowers and Hari Om. Upasthiti, all in attendance. Sabhi ko Jai Sitaram. Let us all reverently and kindly stand as we join our hands in prayer, bow our heads in prayer, close our eyes in prayer. For a few moments of contemplation, my dear devotees, we are all gathered here to perform what is called the Anteshti Sanskar. The Anteshti Sanskar, or the funeral rites, my dear devotees, is very instrumental in allowing the soul from the state of a Sadgati to enter the state of Sadgati, the state from the state of undeliverance to the state of deliverance. As we bow heads in prayer, we join Raj and the guys, the young men in Pratna Kare. We pray. Hari Om Sri Paramatmane Namo Namaha Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Sangatopi Vaha Yaha Smare Pundarekaksha Sabhyantaraha Suche Om Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Yamamyam Om Om Yatta Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Danudara Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruva Nitir Mate Mama Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Bolo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Bolo Hare Krishna everyone Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Ram Nam Ram Nam. Let us all take our seats reverently and kindly. Hold it in your hand, Beta. So my dear devotees, as we put our hands together, we perform what is called Sankal on this day, on this time. We perform this Anteshti Sanskar. For those who were here last night, I was giving them a little brief of the importance of Sanskar and why we make so much of emphasis in performing these types of rites. Out of the 16 Sanskar, The Entrusted or the funeral service is the last. It means the end of one journey, but the beginning of another. The difference between an animal and a human being is sanskar. That sanskar is a seed of devotion that is embedded into the depths of a man's consciousness. Today, as we perform this sanskar, as I indicated to everyone who were here last night, and more so for Raja and his sons and his nephews, is really for them to really understand why we do what we do and the fundamental purpose of doing such. So with those thoughts, let's bow our heads in prayer. We join with them. Hari Om Shri Paramatmane Namo Namah Om Vishnu Nama Paramatmane Shri Purana Purushottamam Advai Brahmano Nedvitya Pararade Shri Svirvar Kalpe Vaivasvat Mantre Ashravini Sharikali Yukalipatam Charane Bhuloke Chunadad Varshe Amuk Jajmanasya taking him Punya Chetre Sthite Om Bhadrapad Mase Krishna Pakshe Om Shri Krishna Pakshe Om Shri Amavasya Tatao Om Shri Amavasya Tatao Om Shri Shukravar taking him in mind Om Shukravar Om Shri Mag Nakshatre Om Shri Mag Nakshatre Om Pariyoge Om Chatkarane Om Shri Chatkarane Om Shri Sakalamano Vanchat Pal Prapyurtam Singrase Sthite Om Rasi Sthita Ste Surya Amuk Rasi Sthite Shashanka Ke Cha Steshu Grahasteshu Yata Rasi Stan Steshu Amuk Gotrasya Kashyap Gotrasya take a name young man Kashyap Gotrasya Amuk Nam Amuk Pretasya Baboonie Pretasya Anteshti Karma Aham Karishe Se Om Sri Krishna Arpanam. Rest it on the side of the head. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Now we're going to offer water. Take your time. Fellas, a lot of other flowers around the, yeah, beautifully, yeah, and bow wonderfully. So we're going to offer water. Hari Oma Oma Aramaka Gotrasya Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Mritstane Stava Nimitam Snanam Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam Om Apo Hishta Mayo Bhuvaha Tan Urje Daratan Maheranaya Chakshase Yovaha Shivatamo Rasaha Tasay Bhajate Hanaha Ushati Deva Matara Tasma Arangamameo Janvata Chanaha Om Vishnave Namaha Om Vishnave Namaha Om Vishnave Namaha. As you offer Ganda Om Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Mritstane Stavan Nimitam Gandam Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam Om Param Dam Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adideva Vajam Vibhoma Om Swayamevatmanatmanam Vaitatvam Purushottamam Bhutbhavana Bhutesha Deva Jagatpate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayana Vasudeva Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayana Vasudeva. Dimala. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Mritstane Stava Nimitam Pushpamala Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om Okari Pratimo Dadvam Pushpavati Prasuvari Ashvasajitavari Virudrapayishnavaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Hari Om Alola Chandra Klasadbanamala Vanshi Ratnangaram Pranayakeli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribangi Lalitam Niyatam Prakasham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamyaham Bhajami. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Everyone, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. As they perform Arati, my dear devotees, Arati, my dear devotees, the mantra says, Om Yam Dware Mahagore Andadena Tamaskritaha. That, O Lord, O Yamraj, the angel of death, as the soul exits this body by waving this light, may no negative energies enter back into this body. And may this light that Roger and the children is going to wave around the body, may that light be the guiding light in their lives. Hari Om. Clockwise. Om Shri Paramatmane Namo Namaha. Om Yam Dware Mahagore Andadena Tamasakrite Travaloka Artatya Deepo Maya Diyate Tavo Patishtatam. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Mritstane Stava Nimitam Deepam Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Om Jai Krishna Hare Sri Krishna Hare Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Everyone, Jai Krishna Hare. All together. O jab char taraf andiyara ho, आशा का दूर किनारा हो, जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो। और कोई न केवल हारा तू, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। All together. Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Bolo. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Bolo Jai Jai Krishna Hare. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Upasthiti. At this point in time, we offer Pinda. This Pinda, Raj, and boys, I want to listen to the Baba a little bit, not too much. Just a little bit I want to listen to the Baba today. Today is a day not to really listen to the Baba, no? Today is a day to go through the emotion and make sure that emotion continues to be in check, and most important, remember the love and the adoration for our beautiful mother, Aji, relationship, or wife, or loved one, or colleague, whatever. The first Pinda is offered, Raj, in the event when, if your mother had any desire to do puja, give dhan, whatever, she becomes free of all encumbrances by offering this Pinda. And also this Pinda also signifies the importance of the deity or the Ishtadevata of the village or the place that they live in. So today, young man, we're going to offer this first Pinda, and this Pinda is to free her from any bondage in the form of whatever debts she was owed spiritually. We all owe debts spiritually. Somewhere in our lives, we owe somebody, somewhere, somehow. And that is why in our dharma, whenever we do anything, you always see we put coins, we always put flowers, we always put rice. Why? Because we don't want nothing free. We have to pay for everything that we owe. Similarly, young man, today your duty, together with your other members of your family, is to perform your duty to the best of your ability. And by placing this box, this coffin into the fire, this becomes like the greatest Purnahuti. And then you are called a putra, the one who take away their parents from the hellish region. That is the fundamental purpose of a son. Not saying the ladies have an importance. The ladies are super important. But in this particular case, the son is prescribed because he becomes a putra. And that is the one who take away their parents from the hellish region. So the young man, take your name in the mind, boys. Touch daddy hand, touch uncle hand. Pray. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Mritstane Stava Nimitam Ishate Pindu Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam. Offer. Shri Vishnave Namaha. Right hand. open the right hand or just touch yourself, for whatever reason you can't reach it. Om Param Brahm Param Dam Pavitram Paramam Bhuvan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Deva Vajim Vibhum Om Swayamevatmanatmanam Vaitatvam Purushotamam Bhuta Bhuvan Tesha Deva Deva Jagat Pate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shri Vishnave Namaha, Shri Vishnave Namaha, Shri Vishnave Namaha. Come this side, boys. Wonderfully. So, my dear devotees, before we prepare ourselves to do anything further, we heard from the children, the grandchildren, the other family members. We heard from Karishma. We heard from everyone giving their sentiments and their thoughts on our wonderful mother who has left this world in the form of separation. You know, last night I was explaining, and I always reiterate this, that when we pray, especially in time like this, we pray for that Almighty Lord, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, to give us the inner strength to deal with the external reality of separation. See, separation is a funny thing. Not much of us could deal with that. Just like some of us, we cannot be by ourselves. I'm sure you know somebody in your life who can't be by themselves. They need to be around people. Because quietness and loneliness is a funny thing. But you know, coming up in the van, I was thinking about, you know, Auntie Molly's persona. And you know, there's a very beautiful saying, you know, that when we lose someone we really love, only we and we alone know, the family members, Dada, the children, the grandchildren, who have that relation, only they and they alone know that gap, that vacuum. We will all come and pat them in the shoulder and give them a hug and say, Raj, Mir, Devi, Big Brother, Ronald, and your sister-in-laws, and you know, my condolences. We understand what you're feeling, but the real essence, no one knows how we feel. Yeah? Everyone will feel it in a different way. Everyone will react in a different way. Am I right? Yeah, you just need to shake your head because I know all have another mask. For those who don't have another mask, please put another mask. It's still not COVID, you know. You know what I mean. Right. So, but when loneliness comes, my dear devotees, and separation comes in our lives, everyone will go. Everyone will go their way. Everyone will go back to their place of abode. And we will be sitting by ourselves. And when we sit by ourselves, then and then, the reality kicks in. Yeah? You understand what I'm saying, right? For those who experience it, it's only when the reality kicks in. It's only then, sorry. And that is why the poet says, Sukha ke sabasati. Sukha ke sabasati. Dukha mein na koi. Mere Ram, Tera naam ek sacha, duja na koi. Sukha ke sab sati, dukha mein na koi. That is why, my dear devotees, you know, when we have plenty of people will come and be part of what we have. And when we don't have, people don't come around. This is a time when, as Roger said last night, Auntie Molly will sit in the gallery and anybody pass, or whenever she has that free time, she will, you know, be so jolly and wonderful. Now we, who are accustomed seeing her there, and when we drive by and we don't see her here, is a sense of, you know, that pattern is not there anymore. So we just feel that sense of, you know, missing or lost or longing to see. But as I explained to these young men and everyone who were here last night, Bhagwan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita explains to Arjun, Mamai vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manaha shashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. All of us sitting here, be of whatever religion, be it whatever faith, be it whatever race, we are all like this mala that are around my neck. Every one of us here is one of the bead. A brown bead, a white bead, a fat bead, a small bead. All of us is one of this bead. But the one common thing that strings the bead together is that thread. And you know who's that thread? Meme Vansho, Jiva Bhuta, Sanatanaha, is that Lord. Is that Lord that we pray to. Strings all of us together. And you know how he strings us together? The soul that is inside of us, that soul becomes the thread. Because the soul in all of us is the same size. And it is all linked from the same source. And that is why, my dear devotees, Auntie Molly will not be here in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm, from ritual to spiritual. I want you to remember that. From ritual to spiritual. Say with me, from ritual to spiritual. And this is why we do all what we do. Because the soul that exited the body is what will last forever. And that is why I told the children and the loved ones last night, in your temple of your heart, put that beautiful imagery of our beloved mother, Aji, Nani, friend, whatever, and keep that in the temple of your heart. And that will be there forever. You know, hanging out with the old Babas and them, you know, you learn a lot of Ghana, you know, a lot of lyrics. You know, and I have this particular old Baba friend from San Fernando side. He always tell me, he said, young pundit, you know. Well, that was then. He don't say that here. I ain't get so young at it, you know what I mean? And he said, you know, the best way to measure a tree is not when it's standing. You don't get the true measurement. But see when the tree is on the ground, like this, how it's on the ground here? That's the best way to measure. That's the best way to measure the tree. Today, all of you coming here to give support. If it wasn't for the COVID, we might have to rent some more tents and put it on the road because the life this young lady lived, Auntie Molly. You know what I mean? And this is why, my dear devotees, the Lord told Arjun about the soul, the nature of the soul, and more so, why we do what we do. Today is a day of remembrance. It's not a day to celebrate the life of nothing. We don't celebrate in time like this. Today is a day of remembrance. And the soul, all that we do is for the welfare of the soul to enter into the kingdom of heaven, all in the welfare to attain oneness with Bhagwan. And when we understand this, my dear devotees, Raja and the boys are here to do for Mother. The question we need to ask yourself is when our turn come, who will do for we? But you would not know, right? Because you'll be there. So that is why when we go to funerals, we are given a gentle reminder that we need to live a life of preparedness. So in the event someone to do or someone there is not to do for us, we already pave our way. And whatever life throws at us, we will always come out winners in the physical realm or in the spiritual realm. My dear devotees, with us today is a wonderful soul. I have known him, Govinda is 23, I have known him almost 20 years, Pandit Shankar Maharaji. And he is part of this family before me. And before I continue, I would like to ask of him to give us his thoughts, his sentiments, whatever pastime you want, mantra, sing, Baba, anything that you want to do. So I now call upon our Reverend Panditji to give us his thoughts on this time of bereavement.
Sitaram devotees, at this point it is appropriate, as I did Gita chanting of chapter 12, the Gita Dhyanam also, I will chant piece of the Purusha Suktam, which is ordained. This whole ceremony is based on Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Bhagwan. Om Sahasra सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षात् सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृते त्वस्येषानः यदनेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमातो अतो जायगश्च पुरुषः पारोऽस्यः भवात् पुनः ततं विश्वं प्रक्रामत शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः संवृतं वृषदाजं पशुगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्याण अरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्रये तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णुः मङ्गलं गरुडध्वजः मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनो हरिः हरिः ओम्
Thank you very much, Panditji. Boliye Vrindavan, Bihari Lal ki jai. Upasthiti. The poet continues to tell us, Juti Janamagavaya Saru, that this world in itself, my dear devotees, as much as it seems to be what it is, this world is not real. The poet tells, Juti Janamagavaya Saru, Juti Janamagavaya Sadhu, Juti Janamagavaya. Everyone. Juti Janamagavaya Sadhu, Juti Janamagavaya Sadhu, Juti Janamagavaya. एक पिता के हम सब लड़की धरती हमारी माता, एक पिता के हम सब लड़के धरती हमारी माता, कुटुंब कबीला संगन साथी कालडंग बजाया साधु, Juti Janamagavaya Sadhu. Everyone. Juti Janamagavaya, Juti Janamagavaya Sadhu, Juti. दो दिन का पहुनाया जगत में माया के बरमाया, दो दिन का पहुनैया जगत में माया में बरमाया, धन दौलत कुछ काम न आवे, छूट जाए यह काया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया. All together. झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया. Ram Nam. Do dinaka pahu naiya jagatami. That we all come in this world for 2 days. Yeah? Only 2 days. And the way we live our lives, the things that we do, how we do it, it is all dependent on our karmas. Karma pradana vishwa pararaka. That this whole world is based on karmas. Today, we see our mother lying on this coffin. Our wife, our aji, our mother-in-law, whatever relation there is, friend, colleague, really giving us a gentle reminder of the fickleness of life. Life in itself is very, very fickle. When we live our life, Mataji was 72, Raj? 72. They say, you know, there's a beautiful proverbs, when you make 3 score and a 10, you're on overtime. You know, the young people, you know about that, you know, we old people don't know about that, you know what I mean, you know. And when you live your life with prayers and puja, satsang, children, relationship with your son-in-laws, your daughter-in-laws, your grandchildren, it is really, really a wonderful time. When we look at society today, what Mataji did, Auntie Molly did in her life, sometimes it takes us as individuals to come in 3 lifetimes to do what she did in 1 lifetime. Full of joy, bundle of wonderfulness. And one thing I could always tell you, she don't play with she puja. She worship puja. If she don't get she puja, Raja under pressure. You know what I mean. So today, my dear devotees, a mother has left us. But Bhagwan Krishna, in another verse in chapter 15, he says, Udkram mantam stitam vapi. That in order to fathom or understand separation, you have to open the third eye, the Gyan Chakshur Shaha. And how do we open the third eye? Is satsang, is being in the accompaniment of the sage and the sages, the noble people. It is a time that we need to understand, my dear devotees. We live in a society today, and I'm using these analogies, that sometimes we say, you know, we as parents, we are what we're trying to go through this 9 yards of funeral and bandara and shaving and one year and thing. You know why did I say that? Because I know the children are not capable of doing nothing. Yeah. They're not capable of doing nothing. You know why? Because everybody tend to themselves, they're born just so. Yeah? It is said that one mother and one father could mind 10 children. But there's come a time in our life that the same 10 children can mind one mother and one father. I see the elderly people, and they say, oh, like myself, yeah? I see the elderly people shaking their head, yeah? It is what it is, you know. Always remember that. And sometimes in life we have to be real. Yeah? So, today is a day of remembrance. Today is a day of understanding why we do what we do. But more so, my dear devotees, today is a day where we all gathered here to pray to that Almighty Lord, as our Reverend Pandit indicated, to the presiding deity of Shraddha and funeral, Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. We pray to Lord Krishna, especially in time like this, for the welfare of the soul to find a resting place. And where is that resting place, my dear devotees? Into the armpits of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. That is why we are here, no? That is why all of us are here. Today is a day to remember. Today is a day to reflect. But more so, our fundamental purpose is to give Dada, the girls, the children, the grandchildren, the son-in-laws, the daughters, our purpose is to give them support. Yeah? I want you to remember that. Eh? I want you to remember that. Our fundamental purpose, we cannot keep it private. Like someone told me, they say, Baba, the best time to have funerals in COVID. Nobody, 5 people, who like and who are like, Om Namah Shivaya. You know? But our fundamental purpose is to give Raja and his family, Dadaji, his family, support. Tera Naam, Ek Sahara. Ek Sahara. We have to give them that support. And how do we give support, my dear devotees? A phone call, a text message, dropping in. Guys, how are you going? Long time we used to do it by giving coffee and biscuit. Raj, we don't do that. We upgrade now, you know what I'm saying? Bread and cheese, yeah? You know? But what do we do, my dear devotees? How do we do this? How do we give support? It's like wherever we are, where we go, within this 10 days, we say a prayer to that Lord and Master, Bhagwan Sri Banki Bihari, for the welfare of the soul of our beloved Molly, to enter the state from a Sadgati to the state of Sadgati, from the state of undeliverance to the state of deliverance. Yeah? Sound like a plan? My dear devotees, as we put our hands together in prayer, we bow our heads in prayer, we close our eyes in prayer. We pray today, asking of that Lord, who is in know of all hearts, Hey Nato, with your grace and blessings once more, you have allowed us to understand your grace. But today is one such day, O Lord. May you give us the inner strength to deal with the external reality of life, which is separation, which is death, which is bereavement, May you give this family, the father, the husband, the children, the grandchildren, the in-laws, the bylaws, friends and family. May you give them that inner strength to deal with the external reality of life. Hey Prabhu, daya karo, raksha karo. Hari Om. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Urdamulam Maraha Shakam Ashvatam Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Saveda Vita Adaschodva Prasitasta Shakaha Guna Pravidyaha Vishwaya Prabalaha Adaschaha Mulanusantatani Karmani Bandani Manushaloke Narupamaseha Tatopalabhyate Nanto Nachardini cha Sampratishtaha Ashwattam Ena Suvirudha Mulaha Shashankaha Sasrena Dattva Chitvaha Tataha Param Tatpari Margatyavyam Kasmin Gataha Na Nirvantanti Bhuyaha Tvameva Charyam Purukam Prapadhe Yataha Pravittihi Prasita Purani Nirmana Moha Jita Sandosha Adhyatma Nitya Vivivitta Kamaha Dvaidvan Nirvitta Mukkaha Sukha Dukkha Sanjaira Gachatya Mura Para Vyayamma Mamaivansho Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatanaha Manaha Shashtani Indriyani Prakratistani Karshati Oma Hare Krishna Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama together Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna all together Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Om Anadinidano Deva Shankha Chakra Garadara Akshaya Pundare Kaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Om Krishna Krishna Kripalu Tvam Gati Nam Gatir Bhava Sansara Navna Magnanam Prasira Purushottamam Om Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Jasaka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Om Atma Shantihi Om Atma Shantihi Om Atma Shantihi Prem se bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Ram Nam Ram Nam. My dear devotees, this has brought me to the end of my little contribution this morning in our service. We want to prepare ourselves. It's almost 12 o'clock, Raj. We want to prepare ourselves in a bit to leave. Before we get moving, we want to have a viewing. So those who would like to come and offer little flowers. I believe Karishma is here still. So we'll ask her to sing a little kirtan, Lord Krishna kirtan, to keep the memento. I mean, when I hear Karishma sing, I didn't want to sing self, because, she's a superstar right now, what I'm saying. In our midst, I see the wonderful Dulahin and the Dharam Patni of Pandit Vidya Jaikran Maharaji, Auntie Ji, Pranam, to all the wonderful people of the village of Karani. They know me small so, I only say small so, but they know me long, long time. I won't change, don't worry. My intention is not to change. So we'll have a nice little, a little rotation, guys. But remember, please keep your mask on. Please, yeah? So we have extra flowers. We have extra whatever. So Karishma, are you ready, dolls? You come up by the barber here a little bit, right? So we will prepare ourselves, and then as soon as we finish view, we will have an opportunity. Yeah, yeah, Dada, yeah. And as soon as we finish, do the little viewing, then we will all prepare ourselves to leave, to go to, they did it upstairs?
No.
Okay.
They didn't do anything upstairs.
All right, so let
What they had to do?
I thought they did it already,
No, they didn't do anything.
Okay.
The sindoor. No.
All right, well, here what's happening. Take more of the mic, man.
Just turn off the mic.
Thank you very much. Boodoo in Vrindavan, Bihari Lal ki jai. You know, last night I was telling.
There were flowers here, looking at flowers.
It's good that you see the family, you know, funeral and
Next time, you have to mix up with what's
I
up with
don't think I never see one in a long time. So, what's going on? Everyone, everyone, sit your arms. Let us put our hands together and leave the family to do all for them themselves. They have like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, right? Stay with them and spend a little time. So let us all put our hands together. After the funeral, a little meet and greet. That's what we call WhatsApp. A little WhatsApp to friends and find out how they're doing, you know. But now is the time to support the family. So let us all put our hands together. Hari Om Sri Atmane Namo Sri Paramatmane Namo Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Ram Nam Ram Nam. If there's anyone who didn't get a command view, Mataji, all good? All good. Excellent. So boys, prep ourselves. We're going to leave in a bit. We'll matter up now. Raj, ready for you? Give that a few minutes. So as we keep our wonderful silence, my dear devotees, as we allow the family, the husband, the children to spend a little moment as we prepare ourselves to depart. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My dear devotees, in this time of bereavement, as we allow the family that little moment for themselves, we too, when we are given a moment, may that Lord continue to give us the inner strength to deal with the external reality. Separation is something that very, very hard to fathom, difficult to fathom. But today, all of us giving support to this family, we chant collectively, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Everyone, Hare Rama. Together, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Nam, Ram Nam. Suraj, ready to go? Let's go. So, everyone, as a young man, come, stop them on please. Lift, and as you walk, if you can manage your shoulder, by all means, do. If not, at least keep it as high as the waist. As we remain standing, my dear devotees, we join Raja and the other brothers and the nephews, together with the cousins, as they make that preparation to move forward. Hallelujah. Sri Paramatmane Om Namo Bhagavate शिवतमोरसहटसे वाचते हनः भूषति रेवा मातर तस्मा आरङ्गमामे ओजुन्वट शनः ॐ श्रीविष्णवे नमः ॐ श्रीविष्णवे नमः ॐ श्रीविष्णवे नमः ॐ चन्द्रमा मनसो जात चक्षुषुः जायत स्तोत्रद्वायुष्य प्राणश्च मुक्तिर्जायत श्रीविष्णवे नमः सूर्यं चक्षुर्गच्छन्तु वातं धर्म च गच्छ पृथिवी च धर्म आपो वा गच्छयति तत्र हितम् ओकदेषु प्रतिष्ठः शरीरे पञ्चतत्त्वा शान्ति भवतु पञ्चतत्त्वा शान्ति भवतु. Take it in that switch in hand. Touch hands, boy. Let it touch shoulder.
Only your please, your please. Your face showing your please, man. Yeah, your feet.
Take it. Take it in mind. Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Dwaradeshe Panta Nimit Vishnu Devato Vaha Ishate Pindu Ayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om Kiram Vishnu Vichakrame Tredhanatare Param Samuramasya Pagom Sure Swaha. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Chalo mere saath.
भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना. Oh Lord, please continue to be my savior and protector. Until now you have taken great care of me. Please continue to do so in the future. If I happen to forget you, Lord, संभव है झंझटों में मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं. पर नाथ कहीं तुम भी मुझको ना. Never be Omar. Never forget. This powerful Maya of this world is ever ready to attack. Please do not stand as a silent onlooker, but come to my rescue and do so.
Raj, you say when, eh? If you want to leave it for 2 minutes for people to view, all well and good, yeah? So you good?
Yeah. You alright?
Yeah, go ahead. A little tired these days, but too much by plenty. Yeah, everything, plenty, everything. I have to mix it proper.
That's good, eh?
You know, I can't sit down, I get pick my foot, I pick my foot, I start to be moving around. I can't sit down at all.
That's a good size.
Yeah. Which one? Yeah. Me and you?
So I just give me all the puja stuff and I go prepare and come and ready and put on everything and when you start you reach.
Movements. You're not going to shoot sometime or not? You're not going to shoot sometime? Said I going to shoot sometime?
Yeah. Gotcha, where are you going? Come on, stay.
Ready? Yeah. Touch shoulders, boys. Welcome. Ready? Simple. Right. 1, 2, 3. Let me go. Om Apohishta Mayo Bhuvastan Urjedidatan Maheranaya Chakshase Yo Vaha Shivatamo Rasaha Tasyai Bhajate Hanaha Ushati Deva Madaraha Tasma Rangamame Ojanvatachanaha Om Apo Janachanaha Gim Arti Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Tat Purukaya Namo Namah Surya Chakshura Gachantu Vatam Dhya Cha Dhya Gacha Prativicha Dharma Apova Gacha Yati Tatrahitam Okadeshu Pratitishtaha Sharirair Om Panchtatva Shanti Bhavatu Om Shri Panchtatva Shanti Bhavatu Om Yam Dware Mahagore Andadena Tamaskutaha Palu Kartara Maya Deepam Maya Diyato Tavo Patishtatam outside Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Param Brahm Param Dam Pavitram Paramambuvan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Arideva Vajam Vibhum. Beautiful. Take this here and break it in 4. Right. East, west, north, south. Om. Yeah, good. Iram Vishnu Vichakrametre Dhanadare Param Samuramasya Pagum Sure Swaha Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Right. Take your name in your mind. Take your name in your mind. Hold it in your hand first. Take your name. Adamako Gotrasya, Kashyap Gotrasya, Baboonie Pritasya, Chatvare Shekhar, Nimitam Ishato, Pindu Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam, Shri Vishnave Namaha, Shri Vishnave Namaha, Om Shri, yeah, Om Iram Vishnu Vichakrametre Dhanadare Param Samuramasya Pagum Sure, Swaha, beautifully. Ram Nam, Ram Nam. Let's go, boys. Lift up, take all the time. Pace all yourself, watch the weather too, yeah. Let's go. Om Prehi Pratibhihi Puryanyair Yenate Purve Pitaraha Pariretaha Ubha Rajanau Swadhyayan Marantutau Yamam Pashyasi Karunaha Cha Devam Yamovo Ghatu Pratamo Viddehe Nainam Ujabetaha Yatraha Om Naha Purve Pitaraha Pareta Etnaha Yagyanaha Patanta Asya Swaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Let me go again. Same order, Raj. Om Water touch shoulders, fellas. That's fun around him and touch shoulders. Om Apohishta Mayo Bhuvaha Tan Urjera Ratan Maheranaya Chakshase Yo Vaha Shivatamo Rasaha Tasya Bhajate Hanaha Ushati Deva Mat. Light him up. Ushati Deva Matara Tasma Rangamame Ojanvatachanaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Yam Dware Mahagore Andadena Tamaskritaha Valukartaha Deepamaya Diyate Tavo Patishtatam Shri Vishnave Namaha Suryam Chaksharu Vatam Atma Dhyam Cha Gacha Pitavecha Dharma Apova Gacha Yati Tatrihitam Okadeshu Pratitishtaha Sharirai Om Panch Tattva Shantihi Bhavatu. Break. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Param Brahm Param Dam Pavitram Paramambuvan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Arideva Vajam Vibhum Om Shri Vishnave Namaha. Take a name, take Mami name. Om Kashyap Gotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Vishwantau Bhutanam Naha Nimitam Rudra Devato Vaha Ishate Pindu Mayadiyate Tavo Patishtatam Om Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredhanadire Param Sumudamasya Pagum Sure Swaha Ram Nam. This is heat boy. Wait, right here? Stop right here. Yeah. Let's go. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. You take it here, fellas, because we're going right here. Same order. Flip. Right. Take a little time. Touch shoulders, young man. Let's go. Om Apohishta Mayo Bhuvaha Tan Urje Dadatan Maheranaya Chakshase Yo Vaha Shivatamo Rasaha Tasya Bhajate Hanaha Ushati Deva Mataraha Tasma Arangamame O Janvata Chanaha Om Apo Janata Chanaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Chandrama Manaso Jata Chakshu Sujo Jayata Stotra Dvaishya Pranishya Muk Agni Rajayata Shri Vishnave Namaha, Shri Vishnave Namaha, Shri Vishnave Namaha. Panch Tattva Shanti Bhavatu, Panch Tattva Shanti Bhavatu. Ram Nam. Let's go. No pinda here, boys. This is heat by Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Ram Nam. Let's go. Take all the time or no? I mind my mouth big, but take all the time. Line it up here? Yeah. It'll come more soon now. So if you have to stand up here. Come here, boys. The head here, right? Take all the time. Put two put. Yeah, come. Yeah. Yeah. The same way. But don't come too much by me, that's what I mean. Right, good. Drop again. Touch shoulders. Water. Om Apohishta Mayo Bhuvaha Tanurje Dadatan Maheranaya Chakshase Yo Vaha Shivatamo Rasaha Tasya Bhajate Hanaha Ushati Deva Matara Tasma Rangamame O Janvata Chanaha Om Apo Janata Chayaha Apo Janata Chanaha Om Vishnave Namaha Om Chandrama Manaso Jata Chakshu Suhu Jojayata Stotra Dvaishya Pranishya Muk Agni Rajayata Shri Vishnave Namaha Shri Vishnave Namaha. Put it outside. Water. Om Param Brahm Param Dam Pavitram Paramambuan Purusham Shashvatam Dibyam Adi Deva Vajam Vibhuma Shri Vishnave Namaha. Om. Break the pinda. Om Alola Chandrak Lasandbanamala Vanshi Ratnangaram Panayakeli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribangi Lalitam Niyatam Prakasham. Taking him. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Om Kashabgotrasya Baboonie Pretasya Savahaste Saraka Nimitam Preta Devato Vaha Ishate Pindu Mayadiyate Tavo Patishta. Beautifully. Lovely. Water. Om Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredhanadire Param Samudamasya Pagum Sure Swaha. Ram Nam. Beautifully. I'll leave in the pindas. We're taking out all the flowers, right, guys? Take all the time. Come, boys. I'll come around here. So yeah. I'll want to spend a little 2 minutes again. Come now. I'll come now, the family. I'll come. I'll stay with them here and spend a little minute or two while I take out the flowers, right? But not the pin there. That'll remain in. I'll remain here. I'll be personal. I'll come. Spend a little time there. I'll give them a little room there, guys. That heat. Well, Larry. I'm Tim. You food? Sick? Wrong fella like you? Oh, yes, I forget. It's so long. Out of sight, out of mind. Come on, do. Please, you know. Hare Hare. Hey, I want tomorrow again, or no? man, cancer, boy, cancer licking up people, boy. Cancer, that's
You live on the side too?
Nah, Cunupia. Yeah. Not too far from me, guys. I still live by Ibis Garden, that's how I know your auntie.
Which part of last summer?
No, me live in last summer, I live in Cunupia now.
How you tell me last summer?
No, last summer, not last summer. Cunupia, I live in Fernand. Not too far from the Ganesh Mandir, a bar place in the
Okay.
in a gated community there.
Okay.
No, boy. I don't treat Brahmins over. Brahmin getting it right up. Instant call.
Good. The way this country going.
No, it's not that, no. It's just,
No, but that too.
I live all over the place and I find your neighbors and them do. Wait, the mic on.
Sorry.
Boliye Brindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Move on, talk to them. Take all the time, boys. Yeah. Watch your mouth. Yeah. All right. So ladies, we've another finish. I'll spend a little moment. Let's give them boys a little start to prepare the gi. If all I need a little extra minutes, say what I say, right? Take all the time. All are in charge right now. Real heat. No, I decided to put them to sit down and bathe them with salt. I never did nasi kesho do one. Hey, Sitram, how you going? Hey. We need men to move the tent in a bit, right? So I'll put things into perspective. Pushing from here, right? Okay. You married, ain't you? Married? I get his asaru right now, Give them boys something to do now. Give Rosan them something to do now. Give them some rice and give the grandson and them some camp and give them boys, all come. Grandsons all come. You young boy. Fix some and put some stuff. Put the wood for the boys.
Just put the wood.
Yeah, let's decorate it however you want to do. Let's get them involved, yeah. Them is good boys.
You can just take some of the wood.
No, not by the foot, more on the chest.
On the chest.
Yeah.
Come boys, I'll give you a help here.
Patience guide them without that.
One holy stone, one just in case it gives
No, that's untied. No, this one tied. You can't hold it.
Ready? Boys, on the holy box, leave in the cloth. Leave in the cloth.
Wait.
Leave in the cloth. Leave in the cloth. Lift it up. Go on the other side, right? Strong.
That's the one that will lift the stone, and the next one will lift the iron.
Lift the stone and everything and go in?
Yeah, lift the stone and somebody hold it.
Ready, boys? Let me go. Shalom, Medesa. Ah, here I am, boy, strong. No, you can't let that in. Somebody hold it from them. Ram the al.
Oh, they got it? Oh, they got it.
Let's go. 1, 2. Hey, go.
No, that's not for me, no. That's not for me. Left. Leave the cloth in the ground. Leave the cloth in the ground. Leave the cloth. Leave the cloth in the ground. Leave the cloth. Leave the cloth. Leave the cloth. Left.
Ram Nam. Ram Nam.
Yeah.
Prajana Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Om Bhavasarde Atmana Purujalam. What have you come? Put it right here. Let me go. A little bit to that, right? Let me go. Om Prajapatir Namaha Swaha. Om Indraya Namaha Swaha. Om Agne Namaha Swaha. Om Somaya Namaha Swaha. Om Bhu Swaha. Om Bhuva Swaha. Om Swaha Swaha. Take a boys and others say Swaha with me, right? Om Lobhyaha Swaha. Om Tache Swaha. Om Lohitaya Swaha. Medyobhyaha Swaha. Masebhyaha Swaha. Snayubhyaha Swaha. Om Astabhyaha Swaha. Om Majjabhyaha Swaha. Retase Swaha. Om Payave Swaha. Om Ayasaya Swaha. Om Prayasaya Swaha. Om Sanyasaya Swaha. Vyasaya Swaha. Om Udyaya Saya Swaha. Om Soche Swaha. Om Sochate Swaha. Om Sochamanaya Swaha. Om Shokaya Swaha. Om Tapase Swaha. Om Tapyate Swaha. Om Tapyamanaya Swaha. Om Taptaya Swaha. Om Garmaya Swaha. Om Nishkrityay Swaha. Om Prayashchityay Swaha. Om Begajayay Swaha. Om Jamayay Swaha. Om Andakayay Swaha. Om Mitave Swaha. Om Brahmane Swaha. Om Brahmatyay Swaha. Om Vishwebhyo Devebhyo Swaha. Om Dyavya Prithvibhyam Swaha. Om Iram Vishnu Vichakrame Triranadire Param Samuramasya Pagum Sure Swaha. Touch your Om Agni Sushrityay Swaha. Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Swaha. Water on fire. Om Kravyar Agani Namaha. Achmanam Jalam.
Give me the grub.
You're going to walk on, guys. For whatever reason you don't want it to hold, you walk with you, but you hold this one, right, Raj? Right, Raj? Yeah. You go hold it. Space out. Can I hold it in front of the head? Go walk on the concrete.
Walk fast. Yeah.
Walk on the concrete. Right?
let's start the fire residence then. What's the fire?
Let's come back to the back here, right? Put your hands together.
Put it inside. Good, that's it.
Put your hands together, let's make a prayer. Om Ajo Bhagasya Tapasatvam Tapaswaha Tam Te Shokasya Patu Tam Te Archi Om Yastu Vishwasyanto Jadavirasya Dhira Ihai Namaha Om Ava Shujja Puranatri Pidavibhyo Yasya Ahuja Sashcharati Svadidi Ayura Vasan Upaketu Shagachatan Janva Jatadira Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva Ram Nam
Satya Hari.
Forward. Follow me.
Yes.
Paramakugutasya Kashagutasya Baboonie Pretasya Ishatale Toyam Jalaste Mayadiyate Tabu Patishtakam. Offer. Mayadiyate. Going good, leave him now, man. All the things are good. Shri Vishnavi Namaha. Take my name. Shri Vishnavi Namaha. Shri Vishnavi. Bow. I'll put all the hands together. Rest of them. Put all the hands together. I'll make a prayer voice. Om Narayana Surastvishta Lakshmi Kantam Janarana Anena Tarpa No Natam Prita Moksha Paro Bhava. Om Vishnavi Namaha. Om Vishnavi Namaha. You shall do that. You got your ring? I put it by that. Hi boys. So be good day guys. Thanks. So drill number 1. Yeah. No alcohol, no cigarette. Simple food. No meat. No the drill. No chunky food. Because you call it diabetic, well, diabetic. No chunky food for the time being. Calling the Mahapat from today. Come. You give Ramesh number. Let's link him up one time and you can space so he. Check in from today. Sunday. So you check in from today, you feel fasty, right? Put things into place. Come, I will tell you how to set up everything from the morning. Right. So I'm gonna write it out and you go. So come out. Keep the thing flowing. Everybody is everybody. But you know now is a crazy time. But if you want to get somebody to come out and read, no problem. If you're not, well, you gotta make it. No, it's just starting. I know. So we got things in place. So we put things in place, keep us in the loop. Boys, all did well. Stay strong. Remember, it is what it is. The journey now starts, right? Lovely. Any question, I'll give us a shout. Cameras, all will be good. Yeah, all will be good. Enjoy. Yeah, don't maybe not play no game and thing. We'll play games. Computer and go now. College or? Yeah. You have to go back away? Right, you get you. You just fly away.
No, here, when he was hungry?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, you go be here. Seven? Yeah, he's a good student. Ravi's done anything pretty well already. Right, boys, so let's sit and mingle a little bit. Right, Rob? Rod? Yeah. Boys, I'll see you. Let me go. We're chatting. Boys, I'll see you.
friend.
First time you went married? Nikita went across the Roger. Little boys with them over there. He had 3 boys. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, baby. Thank you. This is my daughter, and Mira. All of us grew up together. they'll come back just now. They went to put the flag and come back. So.
Oh. All right.
On behalf of the family of Molly Rosan, I would like to say thank you to everyone who have comforted us in this time, and thank you for the wonderful friends that have been with us and I know will be with us going forward.
And all the well wishes on the YouTube channel for those who could not have been here. Thank you for joining and being a part of everything today.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the strength that was much needed. Thank you.
Sit down. Mommy?
Done. I know.
Yes, yes. I'm going home by yes.
Funeral Home, a leader in the funeral industry for over 25 years, is now at number 2 Southern